what is going on, and welcome back. I hope you guys, as always, are having the most amazing day ever. Before I get started on this video, guys, if you are new here, please subscribe to this channel. We're on the road to 62,000 subscribers, and I would love you to join me on this journey. So hit subscribe right now and join the fam. Now, as you guys can see, I am back in my studio, which means, unfortunately, Lissy is not going to be in my videos for a little while, but that's okay. Because if you guys didn't know, she has her own channel. Link is in the description to Lissy's life. Please go subscribe to her. Show her some support. Leave her a little comment on one of her videos. Let her know that I sent you there. She's just getting started out on YouTube. She just got a tripod and all this cool stuff. So she's going to be really trying to make awesome videos. She's currently building on her confidence, so give her a chance. But I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy the video. I taught her how to edit, so she's still picking up a little bit, but go show her some support. Go over there right now and surprise her in the comment section. But anyway, guys, I am back for a little while, but that's okay. Smiles on our faces, think positive, be happy, enjoy life, do what you gotta do to be happy. Now, this video is somewhat not happy, but I wanted to talk about it because I know this crossed my mind for many years. And I know it crosses a lot of other people's minds. Now, as we recently know, it has been 9/11 recently, like a couple days ago, it was 9/11. Now, I don't even have to explain what 9/11 is. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what the story of 9/11 was, and it was a really, really tragic, sad day for the United States and for other people in the world. It was not just Americans, it was other people, other cultures, other people who were killed on that day. Now, this thing crossed my mind for so long, and I was constantly thinking about, I wonder what it's like to fly on 9/11. I'm not talking about the day. I obviously, that crosses people's minds too. Like, I wonder what it was like up there in the planes, and you think these things, but I'm talking about afterwards. Like, is there something haunting about going on a plane on September 11th, knowing you're on a plane on the anniversary of what happened? Now, I did just that. My flight was booked from New York City on September the 11th. Now, it's not even like I forgot. I knew what date it was. I knew. It's just, you see September and you see the number 11, you know what that means. You just know. You put two and two together, and it's just all you can vision in your head is what happened that day. When you see the word September 11, you know what it means. But the reason I booked those tickets for that day was because it was a couple $100s cheaper for that day. Now, I was thinking it was probably a whole lot cheaper because nobody really wants to fly on September the 11th. And that's really understandable. Now, I want to talk to you guys about my experience of flying on a plane in New York City on 9/11. Now, the thing I'd thought about for years was, I wonder what it's like to fly on that day. Is it sad? Is it haunting? Are people worried? Are people nervous? What is it that you feel like even after that? What's the atmosphere like in the airport? What's the atmosphere like on the plane? These are questions that go through people's heads, and it was definitely going through mine. Now, on the way to the airport, I had Lissy take me to the airport, and it was okay. I mean, I was a little sad about having to leave her for a little while, but, you know, it is what it is. That's long-distance relationships for you. But as we approached the city, now, we were crossing a bridge, and I could see the skyline, and I was looking over, and I remember, I'm not a nervous flyer. I can fly. I've flown a lot, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't worry me at all. I've flown on my own. It doesn't worry me. I'm not afraid of flying. I kind of enjoy it. But I remember crossing a bridge a couple of days ago and looking over, and I could see the city, the skyline, all tall buildings. And the one that stands out the most is, yeah, that's right, the World Trade Center. The new one, the Freedom Tower, World Trade Center 1, whatever you want to call it. The replacement building of 9/11. Not the replacement, but the new building that they've built to commemorate the Twin Towers. Now, I was looking over at that building, and I could see planes flying really, really low anyway, because we were approaching the airport. And I don't know what it was, but I turned to Alyssa and I said to her, I feel sick. I feel queasy. And I don't know what it was, but I found it really difficult to look out the window at the tower. I was finding it really difficult to look over at the building, and I was thinking to myself, just like, I was visioning what happened there. And I know it was 15 years ago, and I was only a kid when this happened. I was like 8 years old when this happened. But I remember watching it live on the news and stuff like that, and it's something that sticks with you. You know, it's one of those visions you never ever get rid of. Unless you're like 3 or 4 and you probably forget about it. But I could never get this out of my head. Now, what was going through my mind on the way to the airport, I was looking at the skyline, I was seeing planes flying really low, and I was thinking, oh my god, like, I really started to feel nervous. I felt sick, my stomach went really queasy, and I don't know why. I think I was just it was like a haunting feeling. I had visions of being on the plane on my own because I thought nobody else was going to want to be on the plane. And I don't know why. I think I was just overthinking and over worrying, and Alyssa was saying it's going to be fine. History doesn't repeat itself. Like, there's all these theories, and people say, oh, you should, if it happens again, it'll happen on 9/11, and that's why they have so much security. And like this new Titanic 2 that they're making in Australia, or the Australian guys making this new Titanic 2, and people are like, oh, I'm not going in that, it's going to be the same fate as the first one. And that's kind of what stuck to me, and I was thinking all these crazy thoughts, and I was just making myself sick. It wasn't actually anything to worry about. What was my experience flying on 9/11? My experience was actually somewhat pleasant. There was nothing to worry about. Now, I went to the airport, and surprised as I was, it was busy. There was a lot of people. I think everybody was thinking the same as me. I think everybody was like, oh, the flights are cheaper today, let's book flights. So it was really busy. That made me feel a lot more comfortable, knowing that there's other people there. I didn't want to be like only with a couple people. And yeah, it was just, I worked myself up. Now, going through the airport, I was imagining security is going to be everywhere. Like, you hear rumors that on 9/11 they have like extra security and stuff like that. Now, that is partially true. I did notice like there was a couple more security people, but I didn't feel somewhat intimidated. I didn't feel threatened. I didn't feel like they were like, we're going to check you from top to bottom to make sure you don't have any knives or box cutters or bombs on you. I didn't in any way feel like they were being rude to me. It was a straightforward process. It was the same as always, except they did have more security. Now, on the plane, it was just a nice flight. It was a perfect flight. I enjoyed it, except for the leg room. I mean, I can only afford to sit in economy class right now, so yeah, that sucks. But other than that, the flight was perfectly normal, perfectly nice. No turbulence, no nothing. The people were nice, the flight attendants were nice, everybody was nice. And when I got off the flight, I was like, what the heck was I worrying about? I think you just plant this seed in your head, and this seed starts to grow and grow and grow. The more you feed it these visions and these thoughts, and it just makes it so much worse. And it's all about thinking positive and thinking negative. And you think positive and think this, what are the chances of it happening again? If it did ever happen again, it wouldn't be on the same exact day because they have more security. But I just overworked myself, and if you guys are wondering what it's like to fly on a September the 11th, it's perfectly normal. It's exactly the same, so don't worry. I just worried myself sick for the first time ever. I've never been afraid of flights or anything, but I worried myself sick. But other than that, it was perfect. And I actually met somebody outside the airport who knew me from YouTube. He was like, hey, can I take a picture with you? I was like, sure. So I took a picture of this guy. It was really cool. It was cool. I just thought I'd share my experience with you guys of what it's like to fly on a September the 11th. It's not as scary as it sounds. Like, people, when I booked the ticket for that day, people were like, oh my god, you booked the ticket for 9/11? And I was like, you know, I think things like that just build up. But don't sweat it, guys. September the 11th it's a perfectly normal day from now on. There's nothing to worry about. Fly if you need to. Don't be afraid to fly on September the 11th. I know it's a very sad day. I think what made it worse for me was I was actually in the place where the planes crashed on that day. So that was like seeing where the buildings used to stand and thinking about how it was 15 years ago. This whole city was full of smoke and the buildings coming down and so many people, man. So many innocent people. It's crazy. This is an example of don't feed off the negativity, guys. You're gonna feel negative sometimes, but the more you feed it, the worse it's gonna get. So stop. Think positive, be positive, and I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I am going to be bringing Paranormal America back, so hopefully you guys are excited for that. Let me know in the comment section if you have any recommendations of what I could do, and comment away in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button down below and hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to get back to the daily videos, guys. Woohoo! Talk to you guys later. Remember the most important thing, though. Chase your dreams.